Hello everyone, this is something different. You actually get to hear my voice. I think the last time I did this was like way back in like 2015, if it wasn't a stream. So also doing something really new. This is like my first ever three-way collab, which is where each person part of the collab throws out their artwork of their character, and then we each take turns drawing each other's character in the different drawing process. And because it's spooky season, we all did vampires, which is like heckin' cool. And because I know my brain's going to die on me, I put whoever did what at the top of the video so that you guys could see who did the sketch, who did the line art, and who did the coloring. We all ended up getting our own characters in the end to like color, so that was fun. My two other collaborators is Danny's Art Den and Twisted Disaster. Their videos will be in the description. I'll make sure to link them. So please go check them out after this video. So, as you may notice, I am working with a 3D model. This is because, as you could tell at the beginning of this video, I was having issues with my anatomy that day, and I tried maybe 2 to 3 times to draw something, but my hand and my head were not agreeing. So I was like, fine, we'll go into the 3D modeling. The software that I use is called Deviantart. It's a free to use program and very easy to use. All programs that I use here are free to use, and they are, like I said, doll design, also Firealpca and MediBang. The last two, Firealpca and MediBang, are like the same layouts, with MediBang being like the dark mode of Firealpca, which is like hilarious. And I don't want to hear anyone going, hey, you're tracing or you're cheating or you're not going to learn anything like that, that way, because like I said, I was having issues. Usually I don't touch the sucker, but it's no different than using those little wooden mannequins that you got in art class, or big old companies using 3D animation to rotoscope or do their backgrounds. A really good example of this is the making of Freak of the Week. I'll put that in the description because it's actually really interesting to watch. So, on to the art. Once I got my basic idea down, I went to work on Danny's Art Den's character. I really enjoyed drawing her, mostly because I enjoy drawing girls. They're so pretty. But also, she's a modern day goth, which makes my heart go yes. I don't know much about this character besides that she's a vampire and she has this cute little witch girlfriend named Courtney. I've drawn her once before, which she's in my Deviantart somewhere. And oh, they're so cute together. I think he has a comic coming out about them, which I hope it's cute as heck, because they look cute as heck. So we'll see how that goes. I'm babies. So I'm going to let this video finish up, and whenever it comes back to the next character, I'll hop back in, okay? And just listen to the music, because it's spooky season, and I picked spooky music. Alrighty, here is the next character. He is Twisted Disaster's character. I know nothing of this character. All that he's like a dick, apparently, and he gets reincarnated, apparently. But other than that, I don't know anything. Michi, you told me nothing about him. I'm sorry. I really enjoyed drawing him. Danny did the sketch, I did the line art. As you can see later on, I have a big issue drawing his loose dread curls because I don't have any POC characters. I want to make a POC character, but I'm a little bit scared to for any backlash I may get. But he's sexy. Danny drew him in Jeff Goldblum pose. No. Yes. No. Jurassic Park. Jeff Goldblum. Yes, I'm right. And it was just a gag that we had during stream because these first 2 parts were streamed for all of us. The sketching work were streamed for all of us, and we just sat and giggled like giddy little school children because Jeff Goldblum. As you can tell, on some parts I went in and re-sketched some things, but that's because I was like, how does this do? I just wanted to make it more clear for myself, which I'm sorry, Danny, I couldn't understand. I really couldn't. I'm sorry, bro. Oh yeah, Danny's art Dan is my brother. IRL. He wonderful when he's not being a dick, but then again I can be a butthole too. So I love you, bro. So I am going to let this continue on, and if I find anything that I want to talk about, I'll just hop on in, talk about it. Enjoy the music. Alrighty, And now we're back with my boy. This is Victor. You've probably seen him a few times on my channel. I've drawn him like 3, I think. But he is my first ever OC. He is my oldest OC. I made him whenever I was 10 and depressed. I really enjoyed coloring them. I'm very much a person that stays with either 3 to 4 characters max whenever I do coloring, because I like to incorporate the colors elsewhere to make the picture more coherent. And then I use multiplier to do shading and add the highlights, which is kind of, I think, is different to most people. I do have a comic idea for this character. I'm a little bit anxious to figure it out and actually start drawing it, because I very only recently just got out of my awful full-time retail job. I will have a story about those. Ooh. But yeah, this is my glorious little vampire boy. He is a old vampire, sold old traditional work outfits. Just a Disaster did the sketch, Danny's art did the line art, and I did the rendering. I did like 2 to 3 layers of shading and highlights, which I realize is a lot, but the end result just makes me go, oh, you're pretty. And I have this weird way of coloring, like rendering. Usually whenever I do shadings, they're purples, like a really dull purple, as you can see, because I enjoy that color a lot. And then for the highlights, I do the oh god, what's it called? Complementary color. So the highlight colors on here are yellow, which is a really fun dynamic to work with whenever you're doing shading, is to do just complementary colors, because then your image pops like so good. The rendering took me the longest to do. I think the video that I had managed to cut down, it was like 8 hours, and now it's only like 10 minutes. So yeah, I put a lot of time into this, and I don't feel bad about it, because all this was so much fun to do. I really want to do a 3-way collab again in the future. Oh, little bit of things about Victor. So Victor, he old. I haven't figured out how old he is, but he old. So it goes Victor, and then his girlfriend, who eventually becomes his wife, Serenity, which you probably saw whenever I was picking colors, is the girl with the black hair. I love her. And then they have a son later on in life, which makes him a Damphere, if I remember that correct with vampire terminology. So half vampire, half human, and his name is Adrian. I haven't drawn him in so long. I love them. Adrian has like this little skunk thing, which basically is like, there's one it's a medical phenomenon that's that has affected a few people, or a bunch of people, I'm not sure, don't quote me, where basically they lack melanin in some portions of their body, so it just becomes like ultra white. And I've seen it a lot in hair, and I have a family member who has just a white streak in their hair, and I was like, I want to do that for one of my characters, so I did. And he looks cute. I may draw him like later on in the year as a family picture for Christmas. We'll see. I should not be thinking about Christmas yet. Christmas, you wait your turn, it's spooky season. Alright, I am just rambling. Please enjoy the rest of the picture or the rest of the process, and We'll see you whenever it comes to the ending product. Alright, enjoy the music. Alrighty, we're getting up to the end of the video. Please check out Twisted Disaster and Deviantart in for their part of this collab. And here are the finished products. Ta-da! And this is the Artsy Emporium, and I'll paint with you guys later. Bye!